Should we start with question answer first? Please ask questions. Then we start with, today we will have a short class on lab reports. Please type your question. Others type the question, I will answer this. What test to do if patient complains of bloating? Correct. So the question we are asking ourselves is, bloating is a symptom for which all conditions? What are the differential diagnoses if someone is complaining of bloating? So we are assuming this bloating is happening after the meal. Correct. Bloating reasons can be parasitic infection, delayed motility of delayed emptying of stomach, allergy to some food which they had. Typically more common is lactose and gluten. Some other food allergy which they do not know, where they are not aware, or particular food when they eat, they get bloating. Another example will be the coloring agents which are added in the restaurant foods. What can be other reason of bloating? Infection, allergy, delayed gastric emptying, or slow motility. One more can happen because of anxiety. Psychology, physiology, infection and allergy. So now what test you will do? Instead of directly going for test, what we should do here is we should try to rule out allergy to a particular product. For that, to rule out the product allergy, what you will do is simple. So you suspect 5 products, whatever you're eating. It may be some dal, it may be vegetable, or it may be something else. You remove that. How are you feeling for 5 days? Now you add it again. Next day or same day, how are you feeling? So this itself is a test. So when we think of a test, we always think of some lab test, not required. This itself is a test. But if you must do some lab test, then there are lab tests available for detecting your food allergies, which are not 100% accurate. They may give false negative, false positive both. So not useful for which. The next you can do is for infection. You can check. Typically a parasitic infection. But that is a very bad test, stool examination. Plus it gives many times false negative. Many times patient is not comfortable, they don't come back. Instead of that, giving Zentil is sufficient. If a person is anxious, they typically tell you that they are anxious. That can be done from the history taking. So you can tell them. Okay, very good. So in pancreatitis, what will be the diet? So I'm assuming you are asking about acute pancreatitis? No. Acute? Okay. So this patient is admitted in ICU, right? So let the critical care physician decide what diet they want to give, if they really want to give the diet. So most of the times, probably in pancreatitis, first few days will be nil by mouth, 1 day at least. Right? Now, probably the correct question for a nutrition dietitian will be, after pancreatitis, what should be the diet? Okay. Pancreatitis, so pancreas gone, beta cells of islet cells gone. Yeah. Now it is full-fledged type 1 diabetes. So you will manage accordingly. Right. Plus, there is a serious problem. So you can manage with diet type 2 diabetes, but type 1 diabetes where insulin deficient, you cannot manage. So you need to take more precaution about hypoglycemia. So the diabetes problem is hyperglycemia, right? But in type 1 diabetes, the risk is hypoglycemia, which you as a nutritionist and dietitian should be concerned of. Doctor has already started this patient insulin. After taking the insulin, within this many minutes, you must have your meal. At a particular time of the day, you must have your meal. You cannot go empty stomach long term. So, in type 1 diabetes, there is both problem, hyperglycemia and hypoglycemia. But it's okay if hyperglycemia is there. Patient will not die immediately. But if hypoglycemia is there, there is a sudden death, risk of sudden death. So that is something you will educate the client, counsel them and tell them what they should keep. Some sweet, some chicky or something they should keep with them. The next will be some enzymes will be deficient now after pancreatitis. So you may experience bloating, you may experience uneasiness after your meals. So for that, uni-enzyme tablet is there, which contains charcoal plus enzymes. They can take that. More any of the condition, chronic condition, if it happens, this is the patient is going to stay with that condition for lifetime. So try to adjust the thali of the patient and focus on that. So in pancreatitis, you cannot heal it, you cannot manage it with the diet. So what is a complication of pancreatitis? That you will manage. That is type 1 diabetes. In H. pylori, what kind of diet will be suitable? So Gayatri is asking the statement H. pylori positive. So when you say H. pylori positive, so it means have you done some lab test? So this is a suspected H. pylori actually. Correct. So what will be this patient come to you, nutritionist and dietitian? This patient will come as a having repeated acidity, repeated reflux, burning sensation, lower part of the chest or the middle part of the chest. This is typical complaint. So common causes can be anxiety, the sphincter at between esophagus and stomach is weak, delayed gastric emptying, some allergy leading to bloating. Then another can be H. pylori. Though we have mentioned it last, but it is more common. H. pylori is caused by water. You will need to buy a new water filter. You cannot change the cartridge. That is not sufficient. Okay, you have a new water filter, that is not sufficient. You will need a sand filter before that. So the sequence, if you have a bore well or a well water, if it is corporation water, then it is already treated and chlorinated everything. But if it is well or bore well, you need three things. One is the sand filter, which is attached between the pump and the tank. Then the water comes to your water filter. Before the water filter, there is a pre-filter. So all these three things must be there if you are so sensitive to the infections caused by water. Typically two infections which are common caused by water, H. pylori and amoebiasis. Amoebiasis will lead to lower intestinal infections. H. pylori will lead to gastric infection, typically presenting as ulcer, called peptic ulcer. Now what kind of diet you will take? Irrespective of whatever is the cause, either anxiety or whatever is the cause, H. pylori, whatever is the cause of your gastric ulcer, peptic ulcer, immediately you will need to stop your all spices and chilies. So you will shift to bland food. Barkha is already like, मरना आसान है actually इससे तो. So someone who is suffering from gastric ulcer, they know the pain. So if they are not aware that the solution is very simple to reduce your suffering. One is buy your new all those filters, including sand filter, which is costly actually. sand filter is more costlier than your water filter, but it is worth it. Don't buy some fancy filter which will treat your cancers. There are some water filter in the market which treats cancer. I am not taking the brand name. So they cost 1 lakh, 2 lakhs. Normal filter which Kent company, best filter 20,000, right? But there are filters in the market which cure and prevent cancer also. And for that particular statement, they are charging 1 lakh, 2 lakhs. And probably it is less efficient. Coming to the point. Someone who is suffering from this, they are ready to invest money on filters, water filters. Then they are ready to shift to low spice food or less chili or no chili food. If you must eat chili for color or something, then shift to Kashmiri lal rather than tikka lal. Do not eat outside food, or tell your chef to cook separate for you. Yeah, you must be going to that level restaurants, right, where your chef takes. Then at home also you cannot eat garam masala or chili powder, green chili seeds. You cannot eat. You will need to experiment which masala suits you now. So typically I have tried and tested Kitchen King masala by Everest. Is a delicate masala. It doesn't have heavy spices. If you put it, you don't need green chili, you don't need anything else. You don't need red chili powder also. You don't need any masala. Then there are some food items like the seeds of the green chili, seeds of capsicum, the white thread in the capsicum, brinjal, raw tomato seeds. They cause acidity in some people. You may also be allergic to lactose, and that may also cause acidity for you. Now some people, some doctors, they recommend that if you have acidity or ulcer, you should drink milk. The assumption is this milk will neutralize the acid or milk will coat this ulcer. It doesn't work. If you really want to coat this ulcer, then you will need, what is the solution? Gelusil MPS. You should never ever drink Eno or soda. You should not drink soda because it may. What is the complication if you drink Eno or soda in gastric ulcer? Write down in the chat. It may cause perforation in the stomach. Perforation means hole, for those who do not understand. So you don't want to drink Eno or soda for your acidity. You should not. In my book, I have mentioned detailed the food items to include, food items to exclude, food items to continue. In the book also, for fun, I have mentioned the bacteria which are useful. Now I don't know how you are going to shop for those bacteria and search for them. For every condition, I have mentioned microbial flora which are good. So after thorough research, I have included all those microbial flora in Actica Pro. You can buy from me. You can actually sell to your clients also. You can buy at 50% cost from me and sell it for 100% cost to your clients. Good idea? Yeah. You can technically also sell protein powder then if you are selling that. But protein powder, the story. This Actica Pro, it has real microbial flora, so it works very well. You can try yourself, it works. Akshara is asking for elderly people with muscle wasting, weakness conditions, gastric issue, what type of diet supplements can be advised, sir? Now this is elderly, gastric problem, right? And weakness and muscle wasting. And she has not mentioned, but bone density is lost or calcium is less. See, if it is a gastric issue, then you need to take care of your spices, you need to remove your allergens, you need to take care of your parasites. 3 things done. Nothing else you need. Okay. And if it is now coming to the weakness, So I'm assuming this weakness does not mean the weakness in the muscle power. But what Akshara has mentioned is muscle wasting is also there and weakness is also there. This is not a good thing. Huh? So this indicates some grade of paralysis or muscle weakness. This is not good. Okay. Now elderly population, they are going to lose their estrogen, they are going to lose testosterone, they will have negative calcium metabolism. So bone density will weaken. To increase the bone density, what is the best solution to increase bone density? Write down the chat. Calcium is the worst and the last solution. If you are tempted to write calcium. Yeah. So you can take vitamin D. Yeah. Okay, good answer. Protein also is good answer. Exercise is the best solution for restoring bone density. But there is a serious problem. Once you start losing your bone density after 40-45 years and you exercise, it will not regain back. It will prevent further reabsorption of bones. Okay, further decrease in bone density. So you need to start your exercise early. Vitamin D, proteins. Calcium, do not take artificial supplement because elderly population, they are at risk of renal stones. You don't want to take that risk. Plus, it will cause constipation. So you can take natural calcium, which is best in soybean seeds, which is also rich in phytoestrogen, calcium and proteins. So number 1 is exercise. Number 2, natural source of calcium, protein and phytoestrogens. Obviously you will never ever take artificial estrogen or testosterone injections. Vitamin D. Now when you give vitamin D, there is a problem. Okay. Now before coming to that problem, we see what are the options for vitamin D. Vitamin D is available in injection and also as serum. So all those combinations which are like vitamin D plus calcium, you should not take simply because the calcium in that will not be absorbed completely. Plus remaining calcium will cause side effect, constipation. Plus you are at risk of renal failure. Plus you cannot take it frequently. You don't need calcium. You have sufficient source. Other options, natural. What you need is vitamin D. So arachidonal nano, my favorite, by about 5 ml syrup, good test, drink it 1 week. Yeah. You can do the blood test for vitamin D3. If it is low, then drink it every week for 8 to 10 weeks. Then once a month, maintenance. Before coming to the problem of vitamin D, we also see this is elderly population. You need to check parathyroid also. Muscle loss, weakness. So you check calcium level in the blood, also parathyroid hormone. We are not talking of thyroid hormone, we are talking of parathyroid hormone, which is responsible for calcium and phosphorus. Now when you take vitamin D, there is a problem. It can lead to relative deficiency of vitamin K. So you need to supplement with vitamin K also, vitamin K12, vitamin K2, because this cycle which requires vitamin D also utilizes vitamin K. So when you give the client sufficient vitamin D, relative there will be going to be deficiency of vitamin K. So you need to replenish that also. Now where do you replenish vitamin K? In my book, I have given the list of, which you will get next week, I have given the list of all the food sources for vitamin K. You can start eating that. There is no proper good quality supplement available for vitamin K. Plus, it is managed by the body very well. Today I was not planning to take the class actually, but then I thought no, 2 weeks not taken. So though I mentioned in the chat that I was on a break, actually I was finishing the book. Finally it is completed and out. It will publish this week. You should get it next week. Diet for osteoarthritis. Okay. Bhavya, you mean osteoporosis or osteoarthritis? So probably you are confusing with osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is different. It is a matter of other specialty, endocrinology and all, or maybe some onco or orthopedician. So we focus on osteoporosis. Osteoporosis means the bone density is weakened. Bone density is weakened because of decreased estrogen, decreased testosterone, decreased protein, decreased calcium, or increased calcium metabolism because of parathyroid hormone or vitamin deficiency. You know what should we do? Osteoarthritis, should we call it arthritis actually? Yeah. So the joint pains. For joint pains, what is arthritis? So typically most of the times arthritis is because of either old age where the cartilage is damaged or the fluid is gone, or it is inflammatory, or it is autoimmune disease. Now there are so many products available in the market which claim collagen. Collagen is a complex molecule, complex protein. You cannot drink collagen and it will go in the brain and in the bone and become the joint cartilage. No, it's like if you have hair loss, start eating hair. If you eat hair, your hair will grow. It's that concept. Is it going to happen? Yeah, you are still in doubt? Okay, you want to try it? Okay. But it will not happen for the bones, dear. So you drink collagen, you eat collagen powder, you drink collagen and expecting that this collagen will go into the cartilage and form. It is not going to happen, never ever going to happen. It's such a complex protein, right? So what you need is, the best part is the prevention by routine exercises, vitamin D, good nourishment. Probably there may be some molecule, some ingredient which we do not know as of now, which is missing in the diet, and that's why those people develop more osteoarthritis. Okay. Probably it may be stress, hereditary conditions, maybe some infection. Okay. Rheumatoid arthritis, all we know that there is a clear-cut precursor of infection and then autoimmune disease. We are not talking of gout in this chapter. Yeah? That is a separate management. Then there are many claims on TikTok and Instagram, you can manage the gout with your food. No, madam, you will need medicines. Yeah. It's a metabolic condition, it's a disease, you will need medicine. If you have gastrointestinal disease or condition and you think you can manage with your food, that is the correct answer. But not all diseases can be managed with the food. So for the osteoarthritic patient, number one will be same what we discussed in osteoporosis or weakness or elderly population. Number one will be exercise. Number two, phytoestrogens from soybean seeds. Number three, protein and calcium from soybean seeds. Yeah, vitamin D, done. Plus some other nutrition supplements, not the protein powder, clubbed forms. Do not recommend collagen unless you are the one who is earning money out of it. And if you are earning, better you earn more. Don't do it for ₹100. There have been some interns who used to do it for dhoklas also, but you should not do it like that. You should do it for more money. Any other question? Okay, I will ask some feedback for the new book, okay, because it will go for publication. Before that, I can add few chapters. Actually, I have not slept since 5 days. This is my fifth or sixth. I lost orientation of that also now. Food for dementia, okay. So, I hope you are talking of old age dementia, not the dementia, the forgetfulness which you have, right, dear, at this age. So, if there is someone at your family or anyone's family who has forgetfulness or so-called dementia at early age, uh, they are pretending actually. Yeah, because they miss out doing certain things and they miss out their responsibility. If it is old age, if it's a dementia, yeah, then you need to, you means the next generation, that it's already done, huh? So the next generation will need to give some food for brain. The food from brain is going maths exercises, quantitative maths exercises, quantitative reasoning exercise, and brain exercise. Crossword a day prevents dementia. It never happens. There is no scientific basis. If you don't like crossword, don't worry. It doesn't help. Yeah, playing Scrabble or word games, it doesn't help for dementia. For dementia, two things are scientifically proven. One is the language, learning new language, and second is maths. Okay, solving crossword puzzle, solving something doesn't help. Yeah, Sudoku will help because it will consider to be maths, right? Yes, Bhavna. So any medical condition which needs management of that medical condition with either medicines or hormone replacement will need to be managed. Plus you can add some diet. Someone who has hypothyroidism, you need to give thyroxine. You cannot expect their weight loss by diet. So I will ask the feedback. First I will give you the structure of the book, and then you can tell me the what do you want me to add further. So in the book, each chapter is one condition. Very easy. For every condition, what I have started is the introduction, the bakwas part. Then pathophysiology for medical graduates, there is a separate section which is a very detailed section and with medical terms. Then pathophysiology for non-medical graduates, very good. The same thing with the simple and easy terms, shorter version, good. Pathophysiology for non-medical graduates. Then comes, actually doctors are also going to read this only part, because already during MBBS they are read enough of that, so they will also prefer this. And this is easier to explain to the client. The objective is to explain signs and symptoms. Okay. Lab diagnostics. Lab diagnostics, which test you will recommend, what will be the values, and how to interpret. Good idea? What we discuss in the classes during lab reports. My favorite, bacteria responsible. Yeah, microbial flora, gut bacteria, microbial flora responsible. So you will need to hunt, go in the market or hunt in your gut, I don't know what you are going to do, and find out where is this particular bacteria, and then eat it. Yeah. So if you cannot hunt it, I have already made Actico Pro, which will cover all the microbial flora. Let me open my file. How the disease develops and the onset of disease, including the risk factors and all those things. Management. So in management, I have included the holistic approach, which includes our typical formula of psychology well-being, emotional well-being, autoimmune, infection, then physical, nutritional deficiencies. Okay. In the management, I emphasize on managing their thali without drastically changing the components. Then one more very interesting, every chapter I have added the list of foods to add, list of foods to remove, list of foods to maintain. Easy? So this table helps you decide what you should make the thali. So the client comes to you and tells you they have gluten sensitivity probably, or they have bloating, or they have diarrhea after every meal, and you ask their thali. So you go to this table, you go to this list, and you tell the client, yeah, remove this, remove this, remove this, add this, and you can, out of this thali you can maintain these items. Good. Intentionally I have not focused on calorie counting, because that is a piece of paper which you give to the client. Okay, the client is not going to eat in terms of calories. So you cannot tell a client you eat 20 calories of sugar. Madam, how to measure that? So calorimeter, what test, what instrument, what device? Tell me. You cannot do that. Yeah. One chapati is equal to 60 calories. Yeah, I know that already. So tell me how many chapatis I need to eat. And even if you tell me 4 chapati, if I am going to eat 6 chapati, I am going to eat 6 chapati. Yeah, I don't care what you tell me to eat 2 chapati less, because I am not getting full with that. To get full, don't tell me you eat 240 calories of chapati. Get out. You tell me you replace 2 chapatis, you eat 4 chapati, replace 2 chapatis with something else. What is this something else? Add. In that table, there is a column, food items to add. That most probably will include vegetables and fruits. But madam, I don't want to live on vegetables and fruits. I want to eat real food. My real food is roti, sabji, dal, chawal. Yeah. So you need to tell them what to do then. So you can replace the grain. If you are allergic to the wheat, then replace your grain with jowar or something. So intentionally I have not written the calorie things, which is very irritable, and it is absolute nonsense, an absolute useless thing. When you talk, this is just a piece of paper, and you cannot, the client cannot practically manage that. So one bowl of rice, my bowl is this size actually, half kg. Yeah, is it okay, ma'am? Thank you, ma'am. And your bowl is 100 gram. You are a little chidiya and bird, you eat very small. I am a monster. Then one bowl of salad. Ma'am, my bowl is this much and I cannot eat one bowl salad. So you tell them 2 units of salad. Yeah, twice. One vati dahi. Same problem, because at our house all the vatis are 250 ml. Then it is going to cause difficulties now. So you tell the client, this is easy to tell now, 100 ml of dahi, dilute that into equal quantity of water and put whatever you want. Then add water, add good sleep. Yeah, remove the toxic people from your life, remove the stress out of your life. The another translation is read my marriage counseling book and get divorced. That is the fastest way. So this table is very loving table. Food choices, avoid, reduce and include. And everything is about Indian diet. Not a single food item is about fancy diet. So avocado oil, green coffee ghee, I don't know what is that thing, organic ghee, organic food. These hippie things are not there. Yeah. So anyone who eats organic food, I would like to understand from them what is that organic food. Yeah. because as per chemistry, every molecule is our organic. And organic means, are they putting cow's dung as a fertilizer or some human dung as a fertilizer? They do that. So cauliflower and most of the vegetables, they if you are going for organic, yeah. What do you mean by organic? So no one knows. Okay. Then avocado oil, very fancy, very costly, zero taste, bad taste, and no useful thing. You cannot cook a single product useful for Indian food. Okay. Olive oil, okay, good for salad dressings and all those things, stupid things, or drinking 1 spoon. But you will need to develop the taste. You cannot cook your food simply for the reason, even if you are buying pomace, the taste is changed. Plus, there is no documented benefit that if after investing lakhs of rupees in this particular oil, you are going to live 5 years more. Yeah. You are married, understand. So you are going to die 10 years earlier. So olive oil is not going to change it. The problem is the stress. I should add such statements in the book. I have done such statements in psychology book. So to explain the people what is sympathetic system and parasympathetic system, I have mentioned in psychology book. So sympathetic system is about fight and flight. Yeah. So example is, when you see a lion, you fly away, run away. When you see an angry wife, you fly, run away. When you see an angry child, you freeze. And similarly, it's a parasympathetic system. At many places I have mentioned about all those statements which I keep on passing. How to diagnose your spouse. So when you have fight with your spouse, systematically you should tell that this condition is visible in you, and that condition is typically narcissist, schizophrenia or something else. Then mother-in-laws always have schizophrenia. You always have anxiety and depression because you are the victim. So all those things, I equip people with the proper systematic knowledge. I should do that in nutrition book also. Yeah, that's a good point. If you are tempted to read that book of psychology counseling, you can buy it on Amazon, or you can join psychology counseling course. If you cannot invest that much money because your husband's credit card is maxed out, so you can buy Later to Student. It is a low cost book on Amazon. You can go search my name, Dr. Pawan, and you will find that book. So all those hippie products, hippie foods, I have removed. Yeah. I missed out actually the story of the intern. I need to add that protein powder, the nutritional benefits of protein powder, and there is no match in the world which can replace the protein powder. So I need to add that story of intern. Yeah, that's a good story. I will add that. Okay, fine. Any other thing you want me to add? Either the conditions almost I have, but anyways, if you think I would have missed out, you can, or some point for section of the book for each topic. I'm confused what to drink, the water or the coffee. So drinking is half hour. 1 hour. Today is most likely the 5th day of me not slept. This coffee is something that is keeping me alive actually, but concentration is still good. So the time I will lose concentration, I will sleep. Very good. So Bhavya wants to counsel the patient regarding that, so they will be consistent. See, understand, if your client is a free client, they will never follow you. If your client is a relative, they will never follow you. They will say some statements to reduce your confidence. So this client must be a paid client. If a client is paid client, if they have come to you, if they have paid you money, they will most likely follow whatever you say. Done, problem solved. The next part is the counseling part. explaining to the client what is the pathophysiology of your condition, why you need to do these changes. If you don't do, what will happen? You will die early. You can discuss the calculator which we discussed. Yeah. The more likelihood of death. So typically clients are also very smart. They say, madam, if I don't follow your diet, 2% chance of dying. Oh, sorry, 4%. And if I follow your diet, 2% chance of dying. I will choose happiness. Thank you. So you need to tell them about better things than that. Quality of life. Okay. So quality of life includes emotional well-being, the physical stamina, the strength to enjoy the life, to enjoy the relationships, to play with children, to do your work, to earn money, whatever you like. So Bhavya, this question, dear, you will not have once you start taking up paid clients. And this question also comes when either you are a physiotherapist or you are a doctor. The client has come to you for some other condition and you start doing your nutrition dietetics consultation. They have not paid you money for that and they don't want you to talk also. They want you to keep quiet, please. So they want you to stick to your physiotherapy and your medical consultations. So unless someone pays you for your nutrition diet, don't consult them. It is not only difficult to explain to the family members, it is also, there is a risk that they will say some statement that will demotivate you and that will lower your confidence. So this risk is more in psychology, you know. So there is a psychology counseling student, she talks to some of her relative and because she knows they need help, and this relative talks to 10 other relatives and say, I think she needs help. She has gone psychotic, she needs help. I counseled her properly and I pretended that I need help, I took her help, but actually she needs help. So all these 10 people, they start calling you and say that, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm with you, if you need anything, I'm with you. So the same thing will happen in nutrition diet. If you tell your mother-in-law that you are old, my old bitter lady, you are gone fat, so you know what is the outcome going to be. So don't do that. Yeah? People don't need your diet consultations, especially the family members. They are very happy. This is exactly the problem in diet business, in the market. After marriage, no one is bothered how they look. Truth, okay? Don't be idealist. And most of the people, even if they have certain condition, they will not acknowledge that they are going to manage it with nutrition dietetics. They think of a shortcut as a medicine, right? Or maybe exercise next. But nutrition diet is the last. And even they acknowledge after there are some people who have all acknowledged that they need nutrition dietetics. It takes time for them to come to you. Once they come to you, their difficult journey, most difficult part of the journey starts. You are the one who is going to talk only, say certain thing, you do this, that. But they have to do it. They have to follow it. They will not do it. Unless they are extremely motivated and committed. So they have to suffer a lot. So someone who has suffered a lot now has come to you and ready to pay you, she will most likely follow whatever you say. Even if you tell her to take protein powder mixed with water, if she cannot afford the milk, they will still follow you. Even if you tell her to drink collagen powder to restore your joints and bones, she will follow. Even if you tell her to start drinking the juice of hair of your spouse to grow your hair further, she will follow it. I have added certain section in certain chapters, relevant chapters about longevity. So I always talk about particular condition and how it reduces your life. And that is a hard end point. What are you most afraid of? You are most afraid of death. So you take certain steps to delay that death. And I think more than death, you should be afraid of quality of life at last 5 years, 10 years. So last 5 years, 10 years, how good quality of life you want. If you want it good, you start working now. You start taking precaution now. Start following nutrition diet, what I say. Visit me weekly and pay me my fees. Start doing it now. So that your last 10 years are good. Because you have paid me my fees during your younger days. Any section you wish me to add? Also, I have added one more section on psychology counseling, the short part, not the detailed part. If you want to read the detailed part, obviously you can buy my book and read it. The short version of the part for each condition, what kind of counseling you may need to give to the client. These are all sections. Introduction, bakwas. Pathophysiology for medical graduates, pathophysiology for non-medical graduates, signs, symptoms, diagnosis, tests, interpretations. Management, including food. Then the list of table, food to include, food to avoid, food to add, food to maintain. Then last will be psychology. Yes, child psychology is also there. You can talk to me, Darshana, if you want to learn that course. The best business is nutrition, diet and psychology. When you start doing this business of nutrition, diet and psychology, you will realize that psychology has more money. Psychology has more clients. You know why? Someone who is anxious and depressed, even after marriage, they know that they need help. And unlike nutrition, holistic diet, nutrition and dietetic clients who take a lot of years to come to you, this psychology clients, they come to you early. And the best part is nutrition diet client takes long time for the effect to see, but psychology clients, they feel better after visiting you. They are ready to pay you. They are paying more frequently. There are more number of clients. You can charge more because higher is the market rate for psychology counseling. Psychology counseling is a low cost investment. You must do it for your practice. It will add very good value. In 5-6 clients you will recover that fees. The syllabus which we have, it's our copyright for psychology counseling. It's not available anywhere. And you are going to learn actually how to counsel the client step-wise. Structured step-wise counseling method for every condition. Anxiety, stress, depression, OCD, bipolar disorder, ADHD for adult, ADHD for child, ADHD for adolescent, autism, eating disorder, personality disorder, loneliness, hopelessness, schizophrenia, personality disorder, narcissist. Anyone has any question? We will end in next 5 minutes. Process of cooking different foods in correct way to retain nutrition. Bhavya, very good. I missed out this point. I always used to think, but I missed out this point. I will add this. Thank you, Bhavya, for putting it. So I need to add that internship story, then cooking different foods in different way. Okay. Please ask next question. Psychology I have added. So in the chapters, pregnancy covered, pediatric covered, adolescent, teenagers, they are also covered. Elderly population covered. PCOD, the best. Gastrointestinal. See, for nutrition diet, major conditions you are going to get is gastrointestinal, PCOD and diabetes. Then mothers, pregnant mother, lactating mother and children. That 50% part is this, pregnant mother, lactating mother and children. That's why you should take maternal child nutrition as a program, get certified and get trained in that. That's a 50% of your market. But if you want to select maternal child nutrition versus psychology counseling, I will recommend psychology counseling, because psychology counseling is a low cost investment and higher returns, higher fees, more number of clients, client visits more frequently, they are ready to pay, they visit early. Then another low cost and good investment, good return is lactation counseling. Should we end today's class? Any question anyone has? Okay, we meet next Sunday. Yeah, full time we'll meet. And even after exam, we are going to extend these classes, Sunday classes, because we are running little means few weeks late in terms of syllabus cover. So even after exam, you can attend these classes. Alternatives for allergic foods, yes, included. And okay, so alternatives for allergic food, there is no substitute for the food. So it's going to be the alternative source of same nutrition. It is there included. So for every chapter it is there. Remove, add, maintain. Okay. Thank you everyone. Have a great time. You can make your TikTok reels or Instagram after reading this book. So for every condition, remove, add, and this. Remember to mention the attribute to the book, author's name. Dr. Pawan Mittal. Thank you everyone. Have a great time.